Imagine it is a Saturday morning. You are standing in the middle of a massive electronics store. You are staring at a brand new, massive 85-inch flat-screen television. The picture quality is absolutely stunning. The price tag says 3,000 USD. You look at your bank account on your phone and you only have 1,200 USD in checking. Your rational brain tells you to walk away. But then a friendly salesman walks up to you. He does not ask you for 3,000 USD. Instead, he smiles and says, "You can take this television home today for just 150 USD a month." Suddenly, your brain completely reevaluates the situation. 150 USD feels entirely manageable. You pull out your credit card, sign the paperwork, and drive home feeling like a genius who just hacked the system. You know what is crazy. You just walked into a trap that has been meticulously designed over decades to keep you permanently poor. You did not buy a television. You bought a mathematically guaranteed chain around your future freedom. Before we dive in, remember this video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Welcome to TAFA Finance, where we explain investing concepts in a simple way. In this channel, we spend way too much time thinking about how people sabotage their own wealth without even realizing it. The concept we are talking about today is the credit illusion. We naturally assume that credit is a neutral tool. We assume that if a bank approves us for a loan, it must mean we can afford it. But the truth is exactly the opposite. Consumer credit was not designed to help you buy things you need. It was designed to extract your future wealth and transfer it directly to financial institutions. You stop making decisions based on total cost, and you start making decisions based entirely on monthly payments. And letting the monthly payment dictate your financial strategy is the exact psychological mechanism that guarantees your wealth will slowly be destroyed. Let me break down the math for you. Let us look at the brutal reality of what happens when you use consumer credit to buy depreciating assets. Imagine a hardworking marketing manager who makes 80,000 USD a year. They consider themselves highly logical. They want a new luxury car that costs 60,000 USD. They do not have the cash, so they take out a 6-year auto loan at 8% interest. The monthly payment is around 1,050 USD. To them, 1,050 USD a month is totally fine. They can afford it. They drive off the lot feeling wealthy. Look, and I need you to really listen to this. The hidden costs of this normal transaction are absolutely terrifying. First, let us look at the interest. Over those 6 years, they will pay over 15,000 USD just in interest to the bank. The 60,000 USD car actually costs them 75,000 USD. But that is only the beginning of the horror. Cars are depreciating assets. By the time they finish paying off the 75,000 USD loan 6 years later, the car is only worth about 25,000 USD. They spent 75,000 USD to own a 25,000 USD asset. They literally set 50,000 USD on fire just to look cool in traffic. Now, let us look at the massive, devastating opportunity cost. What if this manager had driven a reliable 15,000 USD used car that they paid for in cash? What if they took that 1,050 USD a month and invested it into a boring broad market index fund averaging an 8% annual return? Over those same 6 years, that money would have grown to over 95,000 USD. If they simply left that 95,000 USD invested for another 20 years without adding another dime, it would compound into over 440,000 USD. The difference between buying the luxury car on credit and trusting the math is nearly $500,000 in future wealth. That is the actual cost of their financial impatience. They sacrificed a multi-million retirement just to have leather seats today. That's not a coincidence, that's a pattern. The middle class is entirely trapped in a cycle of borrowing money at high interest rates to buy things that lose value, guaranteeing they will never actually become wealthy. Here is the part that surprises almost everyone. Highly intelligent, deeply educated people are actually the fastest demographic to fall into this trap. Why do incredibly smart people willingly sabotage their wealth by buying on credit? It comes down to deeply ingrained psychological traps that completely bypass human logic and intelligence. First, the trap of instant gratification. The human brain evolved over millions of years to prioritize immediate rewards. In ancient history, if you found food, you ate it immediately because it might rot or get stolen tomorrow. Your brain is biologically wired to release massive amounts of dopamine when you acquire a resource right now. Today, when you see a shiny new object, your brain screams at you to take it immediately. Credit cards are the ultimate biological exploit. They allow you to get the massive dopamine hit of acquiring the item today while pushing the pain of paying for it far into the invisible future. Because the pain of losing money is delayed, your primitive brain views the transaction as a pure win. You literally exhaust your future life energy just to satisfy your primitive biological need for a quick dopamine hit. Elite investors hack this biological bug by intentionally reintroducing friction into their lives. They force themselves to delay gratification to manually simulate the pain of waiting. Second, the psychological phenomenon of the monthly payment mindset. The financial industry knows that humans are terrible at understanding large numbers. If someone tells you a car costs 80,000 USD, your brain panics. But if they tell you it costs 1,200 USD a month, your brain relaxes. You suddenly start calculating how you can cut back on groceries or skip a vacation to afford the 1,200 USD. Your brain is a biological machine violently optimized to focus on immediate survival rather than long-term consequences. Because the monthly fee feels manageable today, your brain completely ignores the catastrophic reality of being trapped in debt for 84 months. You violently abandon your savings goals because managing a monthly payment feels like a faster path to emotional safety than facing the massive total debt. You protect your fragile ego by feeling like you can afford it, but you completely destroy your financial foundation. True wealth creators hack this by actively refusing to ever negotiate based on monthly payments. They look exclusively at the total macroeconomic cost of the purchase, including the interest. Third, the trap of social signaling. We naturally assume that looking wealthy is the same as being wealthy. The human brain completely tricks you by fusing your identity to the objects you own. When you swipe a credit card to buy a designer watch, your brain is not trying to tell the time. It is trying to signal to the tribe that you are successful and high status. Because your primitive brain is obsessed with tribal hierarchy, falling behind feels like social death. You falsely believe that because you are wearing expensive things, you are winning the game. Because your wealth is tied up in these irrational emotional purchases, you exhaust your mental energy fighting a losing battle against your own liabilities. You trap your future in decades of financial stress simply because swiping a piece of plastic triggered your primitive reward system. The rich hack this by realizing that true status is invisible. True status is not a luxury car. It is a massive, highly liquid investment portfolio that no one else can see. Here is the catch. You can completely rewrite this toxic biological programming by attacking the root identity of your spending habits rather than just trying to make more money. You cannot just rely on manual willpower to stop using credit cards. You need a cold, hard system to protect your money from your own emotional brain and the marketing machines. Decide that today you will implement the cash-only rule for depreciating assets. Stop relying on your primitive instincts to decide what you can afford in the heat of the moment. Your primitive brain is highly susceptible to targeted marketing and easy financing. You must establish a strict mechanical boundary that prevents you from falling into consumer debt. Decide right now that if an item goes down in value over time, like clothes, televisions, or vacations, you are permanently banned from financing it. If you do not have the cold, hard cash sitting in your checking account today, you cannot afford it, period. You mathematically force your logical brain to take control back from your emotional brain. You build unstoppable psychological momentum because you immediately stop bleeding money to interest payments. Decide that today you will practice the 24-hour cart rule. Your financial anxiety is directly influenced by the fact that impulse buying is simply too easy. If you leave your credit card saved in your web browser, your brain will find a way to use it. You must completely remove the frictionless buying from your financial life. Every single time you want to buy something online, you must put it in the digital shopping cart and then close the laptop for exactly 24 hours. Delete your saved credit card information, so you have to manually type the numbers every time. By introducing this intentional delay and friction, you safely starve your biological urge to seek instant dopamine. You mathematically trap yourself into making rational decisions because the emotional high of the impulse will completely evaporate before you have a chance to spend the money. Decide that today you will redefine the purpose of credit. You must completely remove the human ego from your borrowing strategy. Stop trying to use credit cards as an extension of your income. Because I promise you, it is not your money. You must decide today that true status is using leverage only to acquire assets that produce income. True status is using a mortgage to buy a rental property that pays you every month, while everyone else is using a credit card to buy shoes that will be worthless next year. By completely refusing to use debt for consumption, you mathematically free up your mental energy to focus entirely on increasing your actual skills and acquiring real cash-flowing assets. Big takeaway: the absolute fastest way to stay permanently broke is to deeply believe that if you can afford the monthly payment, you can afford the item. True wealth is not about managing your debt perfectly to finally look superior. True wealth is about absolutely refusing to surrender your future capital to a primitive emotional need for instant gratification and social status. True wealth is owning the boring, invisible digital systems that capture and compound your money over time, while everyone else is panicking and destroying their peace of mind, trying to figure out how to pay off their massive credit card bills. If you look at your past and realize you have completely panicked and wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars paying interest on useless items over the years, take a deep breath. Do not panic. You are not stupid. You are not lazy. You are not a weak person destined for failure. You are simply fighting against millions of years of human tribal evolution that relentlessly prioritizes immediate rewards and social signaling over your long-term survival. You are fighting this battle against a massive financial marketing machine designed to monetize your impatience and abstract your money into a monthly subscription. Wanting nice things is completely normal. The problem only starts when that desire begins making your financial decisions for you and trapping you in debt. Acknowledging this psychological warfare is the very first step to escaping it. You have the ultimate power to step out of your comfort zone and cut up those cards right now. If you found value in this breakdown, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so we can keep making these videos for you. Let me know down in the comments. What is the most ridiculous thing you ever financed on a credit card that you completely regret today? Be honest. I read every single one. Also, Check out this other video on the screen right now where we break down another massive investing myth. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.